Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian. Good evening, South Texas Amateur Tour. MD here. Hope everyone is having a lovely Tuesday night. The time is 8:02. It is the Tour Power Hour, and we are live. And we have got lots to talk about. Guys, it is May. We have two events left this season. Cedar this coming weekend. Break. We roll into the Masters. It's a busy time, super fun, super exciting, and excited to have you guys all here. And yeah, so that is what we have going tonight. Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and bring in some of our guests for the night. Travis will be here shortly, but filling the airways, we do not have Dustin Hassan tonight. We do not have Jason Bird tonight. We do not have Casey Graham tonight. So making his, I don't believe this would be his official debut. I think he's actually been on the show in previous times. Let's bring out special guest and special host for the night and recent winner at Northern Hills, Tyler Pascal. What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, MD?
Thank you for hanging out with us. Initially supposed to be a guest, but now co-hosting. Look at you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm climbing the ladder really quick.
I mean, win a tournament, shoot a career low, get to co-host a show. I mean, everything's coming up just great for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, I was really just made for this life,
It feels like it.
The life of a local San Antonio golf amateur celebrity / talk show host.
I know it says that you're not Phil Mickelson, but you are the Phil Mickelson of the South Texas Am Golf Tour.
Yeah, so it's actually. Have you been able to hear me this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got my mic settings all messed up. But anyways, so not Phil Mickelson is actually a handle I came up with as I joined another golf group on Discord, and I didn't want to give them my real name, and so I just said that I'm not Phil. I just need to make it clear, like, I'm lefty and I hit bombs, but I am not Phil.
Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, well, not Phil, who is lefty and hits bombs. Let's bring in the right-handed guy who hits bombs now. Out driving Casey, Jason Bird, all those guys. You may have heard of him, Travis Salkowski.
Woo! Hitting bombs. It's not very often we get to talk about me hitting it far. I'm nowhere near as deep as Tyler is off the tee.
No.
He is ridiculously deep. But yeah, Paradigm changed my life.
Yeah.
So
I'm still on the Sim Max, man.
Listen, just think of how far you hit if you have something good. You know?
Imagine if we gave him a Paradigm.
I mean, it's crazy. Do they make the Paradigm left-handed? I don't know.
They did.
That was a joke. It was a joke. Yeah,
I believe they did.
Yes. I think they do. Yes. Tyler, what's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing terrific now that
You
you're
must
here.
you must be enjoying relaxing after grinding your butt off over the weekend for this event.
I know, right? No, I wish. Back-to-back weekends are, yeah, absolutely. Brad, there's another guy who hits it far right there. The pride of College Station himself, Brad Huey, hits it a country mile.
He wishes he could hit it as far as me.
But yeah, no, you're right. Back-to-back weekends. I believe this is the only time on the tour season calendar that there are back-to-back weekend events during the regular season. So, oh my goodness, Jason Sandoval.
I just brought him in. I didn't even wait.
Whoa!
Didn't even give him. I didn't even know that was coming. I mean, I love how there's like this entire intense game plan all day, and then it just at 8:06 p.m.
So
it just
fast.
goes out the window.
So fast.
They said they needed a better Jason, so I'm here.
I
This
mean,
night just went from good to great.
honestly, any Jason that shows up is helpful.
But yeah, no, that caught me off guard. Jason Sandoval, the other pride of College Station. How are you doing, sir?
Ooh, thank you. I'm doing great. How are you?
Look at right on cue. Look at that.
Right
there
on
we
cue,
go.
great grab.
I'm doing terrific. It's Tuesday night. Hanging out on the podcast with MD and Ambassador Jason Sandoval and flight winner and guest podcast host Tyler Pascal.
I'm gonna throw up 2 1s because I'm a first flight winner. One and
All
one.
right. I like
First flight, baby.
but
Not for long.
yeah, maybe not. It's close. It all depends. He's Bubble Boy, right?
I don't know,
He's
man.
2021 MD, right? First flight here, champ flight there. First flight here, champ flight there.
2 years of scores. It's a lot to put a dent in.
It is difficult. Yeah. Once you get that bell curve, it's tough to get out of it.
Mhm.
You know. But yes,
hey, I'm gonna ride it.
Back-to-back weeks on the tour. We've got Cedar Creek, a sold-out Cedar Creek alt shot coming up. Who doesn't want to play alt shot at Cedar Creek? Sounds like a blast to me.
And it's going to be raining, apparently, supposedly,
But
possibly.
a little bit. 40% chance of scattered right now is where it's at. Bird says we're okay.
Trav,
So-
are you gonna
I've
put in
played
metal
Cedar in
detectors to
pouring
make
rain.
sure?
Sandoval
You're gonna make
knows
sure
it.
nobody brings in weapons so that they don't accidentally kill their playing partner on the course.
Yes, I was wondering where that was going. No,
God, I'm so
I don't
glad that's where it
know.
went.
Yeah, I don't know. The alt shot's fun for me because I don't play, right? So it's like, oh yeah, Tyler, you did what, where, and then I walk away. It's so much fun for me.
Yeah.
But yes, back to back, we went set up the course Saturday at Northern Hills, 120 person stroke play event at Northern Hills on Sunday afternoon. Packed up the van and got home before 11, which I thought was great.
I think pace of play was great this weekend.
I thought pace of play was awesome. The entire field was at 5 hours or less. I thought it was really good. I thought the course was great. Come back Monday, got the website updated, points, handicaps, all of that good stuff. Golf Genius wrapped up. Tuesday night, we're on the podcast. There's a newsletter going out. Tomorrow night's first notice to players for Cedar. Friday's second notice to Cedar. Saturday's setting up Cedar. And Sunday's 132 person event plus a pro division.
That's pretty big.
A whirlwind of a May, and then we have one off week, and then it's the 2-day PC Masters, which is now open for registration.
Get signed up.
I'm sure MD's got graphics on that coming up. I won't spoil that, but and then we'll have a podcast on Tuesday after the Players Club Masters, and then the next day we're on
We're in
the
the
road
cars.
heading to Tour Travels 2023. So it's a rock star May. There's only 3 more tournament rounds before we're in Kohler. So I guess we're kind of counting down to season championship. 3 names on the team. It looks like 2 of those names are pretty locked and loaded, and there's a half a dozen people or so battling for 3rd place in the point standings. So we'll put a couple names on a jacket. We'll put a couple names on the South Texas Match Play Challenge team, and then we'll take 20 to Wisconsin.
Yep, it's gonna be. And then what? We come back that following week.
I think there's an off weekend. I think there's an off weekend after Kohler before the summer season kickoff. Don't quote me on that, but I think there is.
The weekend that we drive back from Kohler is the off weekend. We have a tournament that weekend, the next weekend.
I'm gonna look that up right now. I'm not sure.
I got my calendar on the wall.
Life is hitting Travis real fast.
Bam! There it is. It never stops.
It doesn't stop.
It never stops, and we're talking 2024 expanding into a new market. So there'll be a couple events in a new market with a new division, and hopefully the professional division continues to take off, and we can play at trail courses and we can play at other courses in the region. And
Travis, I got a question for you, Travis.
Yes, go ahead, buddy.
Why aren't you playing in your own pro division?
Oh gosh, I've been waiting for that to come up on a podcast for weeks, and there it is, right there. I guess you've been fired from your guest host position.
You can't fire me. I'm the boss now. I mean, MD already.
Oh, terrific! Yeah, win a victory cookie, and you're in charge, right? Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Once we get the professional division rocking and rolling, and there's a little less logistical planning on the front end of a tournament. Like, for example, we had 6 professionals play in the first event, right? And there were 140 amateurs that teed off right behind it. It would be very, very difficult for me to play golf in that setting, knowing there's an entire tournament behind me that's kind of my responsibility, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't want that to be an excuse for me posting an 84 or something like that, and then y'all making fun of me on the podcast the next week, you know?
I mean, it's not like we would get like a video of you.
Do you imagine that? So that same round is exactly what I don't want to happen. Exactly what I don't want to happen. That same round at the Kohler course, at the River course in Kohler last year, we were on the 18th green, and I was like 4 over par, maybe 5 over, up and down for par, and I shoot 76, 77, and I feel great, right? Opening round of the trip. And
with a broken driver.
Before I hit my chip shot, Dustin comes up to me. He's done. Comes up to me and says, "Trav, there's a problem with Golf Genius. Can you help me?" And I helped him with Golf Genius. I went back and I hit the chip shot like 3 feet, and then I 3-putted for 6 and shot like 81. So like that's what would happen to me in that scenario, and then I would get mad.
Have you thought about how much better your score would be though if you only played with your chipper?
If we ever host a professional event at the San Pedro par 3 course, I promise you I will play chipper only.
I would love to see that.
I think that would be
never go up against this man if he is you against your chipper.
He's just walking around this one club.
We've said this on the podcast a couple times, and I chipped in on number 9 on MD once to beat him with the chipper. Fun fact, I shot 1 under on the par 3 course with just the chipper and beat Chris Hughes in match play right when the par 3 course opened in 2017. I thought that was fun.
Do you think that you could beat someone with the chipper at the Baths, or does it have to be San Pedro?
Ooh.
I
think yes.
Can you
I think
get
yes.
over the water?
I think yes. Yeah. I can hit it like 160, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can do it at San Pedro, you can definitely do it at the Baths. For sure.
So the time I played with Chris, I think I one-hopped over number 3 and was short on number 4 at San Pedro. Like, I couldn't get to the front of number 4. That was the only one I couldn't get to.
Okay, I mean that
So
works.
I think I could play the bads from the middle tees, from the normal tees. I think I could play the bads, and I think it'd be fine. I think there's a couple. I would have to play match play. I couldn't play stroke play because there are definitely some spots on the bads where you couldn't get out of with chipper.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple.
Well, I think about like hole number 2. Like you got to climb that hill so drastically to a blind green, and then that green slopes all the way back down towards the water. Like,
Right. Tyler, have you played the bads since you were there 2 years ago?
No, that's
so
the only
Sandoval you have, correct?
To play.
So
Yeah.
you've played 6, 7, and 8, the wraparound. So it's awesome. I think chipper the whole way around the baths would be really fun.
Yeah,
but there's a couple where I was going with that is there's a couple like legitimate sod wall bunkers.
Yeah.
Like 4 or 5 foot walls on that back loop on hole 5 and 6. 5 is the punch bowl.
Yeah.
6 comes back. Is that correct, Jason?
Yep.
Yeah, 5's the punch bowl, which is so fun because I don't think
That's
people
such a
realize
good hole.
that it's probably like 130 yards, but you can miss 30 yards left and 30 yards right, and your ball will just funnel down to the bottom. When I played it, my friends and I stayed on that hole for like maybe 20 minutes, just hitting shots like up the hill, down in the bowl, looping around to the center.
It's
especially
fun.
when they put that pin right behind that front bunker and that front mound.
And the flagstick's really tall. Yeah, it's really I love that. That's one of those courses where you can get into some of the golf course design, techniques that they use. Like there's an island tee box. The first hole has an island tee box. I mean, how cool is that? It's so amazing. I think
how much does it spin? Like I remember number 9 there being water long. Does it spin pretty well?
The chipper off of turf won't spin.
Yeah. So you'd have to contend with the long water on 9.
Yes. So it would.
Well, 9 only plays 88 yards down the hill. You just have to land it short and let it.
We talking about the last hole? We're talking about
last hole's 12.
Last hole.
The last hole.
Is it not? Is it more than
10.
9 holes?
It's
I don't
10
remember.
holes.
It's 10 holes.
It's 10 holes.
It's 10 holes.
Yeah, it's 10. I know it's a weird number, but
Either way.
Yes. Yeah. So the shots where you have to carry and stop quick, that is not the chipper's forte. So there would need to be some comebackers, but listen, as long as I kept it in play, I'm pretty confident on the second shot with the chipper. And the more challenging the shot and the more creative I can be, it seems to produce better results with the chipper.
I mean, I've seen some.
But to answer your question, last year on the straights course, I hit it on hole number 11 from a fairway bunker on the right side of the fairway, 111 yards out. And the caddy thought I was just chipping out. It was this whole funny thing. And I'm like, no, bro, just sit down for a second. And I like drop kick, launch chipper out of this waist bunker to like 20 feet and rip it back out of the fairway bunker.
Dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I mean, it was pretty fun. And the best shot I've ever hit with the chipper, and I've hit some cool shots, was hole number 8 on the Irish course, the year the two of you were in Kohler. I was in a fairway bunker on the right-hand side, about 60 yards short of the green. And I hit this amazing fairway bunker shot, and it like 2-hopped and like zipped to like 2 feet. It was the coolest shot I've ever hit with the chipper. So yes, it can spin in the right conditions, but not normally. Normally.
Oh.
So are you just using? Is it just so much bounce on that club that you're just like sweeping it along the sand?
Yeah, really shallow, kind of like legitimately drop kicking putts with the chipper. I mean, that's kind of what it feels like. It feels like when you were. Did you take junior golf lessons, like junior golf camps?
Yeah, one summer.
Yeah, some golf pros will put like a 2x4 in the bunker to teach young kids how to hit sand shots and bounce off the board. That's kind of what the chipper feels like all the time. The sole plate of the chipper is like the 2-ball mallet. You know, I mean, it's huge. And the other cool thing about the chipper that we don't ever talk about is that it's counterbalanced. It's 100-gram counterbalance on top. So there's a little extra gain of club head speed through the impact zone all the time. So it's very, very, very difficult to miss hit or stub or kind of, what's the, like, jab at it, kind of,
What's
I don't want to say kind of Doug Calkins it, I don't want to say that,
Didn't you try to put a putter grip on it at one point, or what was the deal with that?
So I was re-gripping it, and I wanted a big, fat, like, wind grip on it. But they didn't have that at Ben Shop at the time. But you can't. You can't. It's an obscure rule in the rule book that says only one of your clubs can have a flat surface on the grip. So that's one of those obscure rules that's buried deep in there. So props to the golf repair shop at San Pedro and Alex Bertucci being like, "Yo, Trav, we can't do this one." So that was awesome. I learned something that day. So yes, only one putter grip can you have. There you go, talking like Yoda. You
about to be like, okay, Yoda.
One side flat you may have only.
Friggin' chipper, man. Well, guys, let's. You guys both played this weekend. I played this weekend at Northern Hills. Travis sat there and scored it and announced it and started it and did all the other fun stuff. Let's talk about Northern Hills. What did you guys think of the golf course? What did you guys think of the conditions? Let's start with someone who didn't win. Jason Sandoval, thoughts?
But he showed up. He gift carded. He said he was going to cash a check before he teed off, and he did.
I did. I talked to Travis before. I said, we're going to do something today. It's been a while. We haven't gotten a third net in a while, and by golly, we got third net that day.
Yep, so, took my third net from me.
So our playoff too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I almost got second net. Or I don't know. Maybe I almost got fourth net. I actually don't remember.
Yeah, I think it was the other way.
I think it was second net because I lost third net, I think, to Jolly Shackleford.
Okay. Northern was fantastic. I think anybody that played there would agree. I think people forget the amount of rain the city got on, I think, was it Friday night?
Thursday night. 3.5 inches in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. And so for the course to be, and I was there all weekend, for the course bounced back so quick, right? I think there's a little bit of, like, on Saturday, I was playing with my buddies, we did lift clean in place. And then on Sunday but Saturday was a little bit more necessary. By Sunday, I mean, it wasn't really mud.
We almost could have not done lift clean in place.
I think you could have, yeah.
The greens were uniform. I can't remember a dead spot on any of the greens. I think they were all uniform. Course conditions were peak, which is great for us in stroke play and at this time of the year for the city. So.
And it was so nice. I was setting up the course on Tuesday morning. Oh, I'm sorry, I was setting up the course on Saturday morning, and I sent out a text message to the ambassadors, and I was like, "Northern Hills is pure. It's so cool to set up a golf course and like have the whole green to work with."
Yeah,
it was awesome. And then it was like, "Oh, Stuff City on 2. Oh, Stuff City on 3. Oh, Stuff City on 7."
Yes.
So,
and I'm going to put the tee boxes at the back of everything.
You know what?
The front nine played pretty difficult, eh? I was a little excited out there.
You know, a whole location that Travis loves at Northern Hills is the whole location short right on 8, just right over that little bunker. I don't think I've ever played it in a tournament not with that whole location, and I don't know if I've made a birdie on it. It was a little bit further. It was a little bit more up than usual. Played towards the front. Usually you put it middle and on the edge there.
Downwind, downhill, pretty firm right there. And you can absolutely see those trends, right? And it's so cool that we talk about course setup. I I love talking about stuff from an operator's point of view because we never talk about that, right? I love that. Anytime you see me, I'm gonna say me, I'll say the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour Setup Committee. Anytime you see those guys move the tee boxes short, or make it a drivable par 4, they're gonna put the hole location in the most difficult spot.
Mhm.
And conversely, if you see something like a
Six.
tough par 4 stretched out,
Yeah.
we'll see the flag stick center. And there's some sort of balance there, but I also like the back left hole location on number 11.
I was just about to say that.
Back left on 11 was good. Back left on 7 was a little tricky too.
Yeah, so that was one of the rare ones. I very rarely put the flag over
I
there.
haven't seen it. It's usually on that
but it
back
was in
right.
that rotation. Greg Graff made a comment that we utilized the 600-yard tee box on number 6.
Dude,
So
when we drove up to
I thought
that,
that was cool.
I drove up to that and I like, Casey kept driving. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, that's the tee box. I was like, the fuck it is.
I know
Yeah.
we
So
didn't
I
have
was
Bird,
like,
but how many
Travis's car?
birdies were on that hole?
we'll have to wait for Bird to come on to run that report, Tyler. I'm sorry. Come on now. Stop with the tough questions. MD, no more having Tyler on the show. Okay?
I can get rid of him now, actually.
But yes, so I was on two green on Saturday morning. Sun was just coming up. I had dotted hole number 1. Sun was peeking over the trees. The grass looked awesome. I dotted the hole location front left on number 2 and was like a kid in the candy store. I was like, this is going to be fun. This is going to be awesome. Let's go to the lower tee box on number 3, right? I love playing from down low left on hole number 3 because I think it really changes the tee shot for being 15 yards to the left. And there used to be a tree right there. So there used to be a tree right on the front left corner of the tee box, kind of in between those two shots. So it really changed the sight lines. And I stood on that tee box, kind of looking at the golf cart over on the cart path towards 2, and then looking left at the tee box for hole number 6. And then I looked back to the golf carts, and I walked back to the golf carts and grabbed another set of tee markers. I'm like, we never play from back there.
Yeah.
And Northern Hills, I thought was so pure. Like, let's do it. Like, let's go get it.
Yeah.
Statistically, Northern Hills plays hard as shit. Let's do it. Let's
so
go.
hard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how hard number 4 was.
And that was the easiest hole location with
Yeah.
still 10 yards less than what the scorecard says.
So I looked at the cards before this. In first flight, there were 2 pars in the whole field.
I mean, it was
our skin won that hole in.
I'll tell you
one of the
about
higher flights.
I'll tell you about my par. I was one of the 2. I don't remember exactly what the number was. It was something like 195 maybe. And, uphill into the wind. So I'm just hitting a 4-iron as hard as I can to hope and get it up there. And just like I did with Jason Sandoval in our practice round on Friday, I toe banged it halfway to the green. I had 60 yards in, and I hit it to 2 feet.
It's bad when you need the rangefinder on your second shot on a par 3.
Yeah.
I did not make that was a weird hole because it was in between. I'm like 4-iron. I'm just not gonna get there. Like I'm just trying to swing easy. I'm like I'm not gonna get the 4-iron there. I took the 5-wood and just pulled it. I'm on 5 tee box. On 5 tee box at the very back underneath the trees, and I had to punch it. And I hit a squirrel. I hit the squirrel.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, terrific.
There was a squirrel that was just sitting there at the top on the top shelf of the green on 4. And I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna punch. All I can do is punch. It was wash out where I was. Whatever. Casey had me move. I took some relief, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna bump it. I can't get anything. And I hit this little 6-iron, landed it short on the cart path, knowing it's gonna jump forward pretty good. And there's a squirrel just sitting there chomping on a nut. He's not thinking anything of it, not really giving not caring what's going on. And it just runs right under him. And he just kind of goes like, what the hell was that? And then he stayed right there. My ball just kept on rolling. Of course,
Can we pull in the trash talk from Tyler Pascal's wife? Quick?
My wife's jumping in here.
I was hoping someone was going to call him out for that. So there's only
We're
two
gonna
parts I know of.
We're
Hey,
gonna let the kid have his moment. I mean, come on.
I
It's the
won,
First
okay?
time on the pod. Come
I
on, Ollie,
won.
back off.
I didn't shoot 90. I at least won, so I can brag a little bit.
I have another course setup question for Travis. The course setup 17 and 18, and do you think about wind direction on those? Do you is that something you think of?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot goes into what's the wind going to do, where are the difficult turf grass spots in some locations, right? And then I was in a pretty good rotation at Northern Hills, right? There were 6 front, 6 middle, 6 back. There were 7 lefts, 8 rights, and 3 centers. I mean, it was a pretty solid rotation. So later on in the course setup like that, I'm looking at that rotation and I'm like, okay, I need 2 backs. I need a back center. I need a back left. I got 1 front position left. And like you alluded to earlier, there's some pretty standard places where I'm putting tournament hole locations. So I've got a pretty good idea of that rotation going in. And then it's turf grass conditions. Grass conditions trump everything else. Turf grass conditions over rotation, over wind direction.
Yeah.
And playability conditions. But then I also think about, oh, well, you know what? 18 was the short one when we were here in February. 18 was from the red tee box. So that was absolutely not happening again.
Yeah.
Right? And that's why number 4 was also back, because that was short in that same event in the winter as well. So
and then 9 was short this time. So
yes. Yeah. So I love trying to mix and match like that. And we don't get the opportunity to play those courses variable like that a little bit. So I think that enhances kind of the tournament atmosphere. Like when we play 12 short versus 35 yards longer when I hit iron. I know Tyler cover the pond from the
I hit iron
behind it.
I knew I had the lead, so I hit iron there.
Scoreboard watching.
Hey,
casual flex. The lead at hole
casual
12.
flex.
Tyler, how'd your round go? Tell us. You won.
Yeah,
I don't need to talk anymore. You tell us what happened.
All right. Well, you and I shot the same score, so I'd like to hear how we went about shooting the same score.
Different tee boxes, though.
Yeah, different tee boxes.
Yeah,
for
you
sure.
live on the bench tees.
I'm standing up for you there, Sando. I won't let him flex all over you.
Hey, it's okay. It's all right. Tyler,
Let's first acknowledge that Bird is here, but also that Gregory Graff has stepped up to the plate and has been our Jason Bird in the comments, pulling stats out. So
I want you to know I've been looking pretty hard for the stats in Golf Genius, and I can't find them. So.
But no,
Just go
it was
on the
good.
back end tools and run the database query by hand.
Bird, shut up.
So
See,
honestly,
that's the type of dumb shit he says to me, and then I have to come back and say, "Can you please text that in clickable order, please?"
Tyler, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I'll go ahead. So it actually started off kind of shaky, as it always does for me in any tournament. I'd always get those first tee jitters, and one is a pretty intimidating tee shot just because you've got OB right, you've got the power lines above you, even though they're kind of out of play. People have hit them every now and then. Then you've got water left, and those who know me know I play a cut. So I tee up on the first hole, and I always I swing as hard as I can, and I try to cut it over the water. And I rip a duck hook towards the driving range. And it started
Tyler's
right.
left-handed for everybody not in the know there. Duck hooking towards the driving range. He's left-handed.
But I'm
That's
not Phil
important.
Mickelson.
But
I am
That
not
is
Phil Mickelson,
important
but I'm not Phil
information to
Mickelson.
the
Very
story.
clear.
Just to be clear. So yeah, I hit the hook. and I think, shit, that's out of bounds. I'm going to hit a provisional. So I declare a provisional, and I hit the shot I want to hit, which was just a bomb cut down the left side over the water.
Bomb cut.
Pick up my tee.
Can we change my avatar to like the biceps emoji quick? Okay, I'm sorry.
So I go, and the first thing I'm going to do is look for my first drive. Thank God I find it 1 yard from out of bounds up against a tree, because my provisional went in the water and I did not know. So if my drive had gone out of bounds and my provisional had gone in the water, I easily would have carded a triple or a quad on that hole. But I punched down into the fairway. I squeaked out a par. And then from there, it was pretty smooth sailing. I played number 2 actually twice on Friday with Sando. We played the front 9 2 times, and both times it was playing pretty downwind. I hit 3-wood to 15 feet back-to-back times. And I just felt really good stepping up on this hole. And I hit another 3-wood 5 feet off the front edge of the green. And then did not get up and down for birdie.
So I listened to Bird's directions and found the course statistics.
Okay.
This is all flights. This is full field. I'll figure out how to sort it in a second. What is, and we'll give the viewers a chance at home to type this in the comment section, and MD can figure out who got it first. The most difficult hole. We'll start with the most difficult hole in relationship to par at Northern Hills this past Sunday. Let me make sure I'm on the right.
7.
11.
14.
4.
Whoa, hey, slow down. I just found the report. I can't navigate it that fast. Settle down, please. MD, what'd you say?
I said 14.
14, okay. 14, no. No, remember that for the next question. Tyler, what you got?
I got 4.
Hole number 4. No, middle of the pack. Middle third.
What?
Relationship to par, have you? Relationship to par. No, not hole number 1. However, hole number 1 was top 3.
No,
Graham,
Wait.
Graham says number 10.
Is it-
Oh, 11. 11.
Is it
No,
13?
hole number 1 was the third most difficult hole.
What about 11?
11 was the 7th most difficult hole.
What about 13?
7.
13 it is. 13 it is. Hole number 13 played 1.41 strokes over par on average for the whole field.
Oh man.
And
I had a very different
somebody said
experience
7.
there.
7 was the second hardest hole. And then hole number 1 was the third hardest hole. I mean, that's fabulous. I mean, that's phenomenal. Number 1 is the easiest golf hole next to 17 on the whole course.
I believe in the last Northern Hills tournament, number 1 played the hardest.
I know. It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Well, I think number 1 last time we played there had a lot more wind.
Yeah, I just don't. Maybe I'm just the old guy on the podcast right now, but I just don't see the need to hit driver there. For me, I can't cover the corner, so I'm hitting 5-iron to the front of the fairway. I'm hitting 5-iron to the bunker, and I'm hitting sand wedge onto the green.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever get how hard that is.
I don't think I've ever played that hole using anything other than like a 4-iron or something. I went 4-iron to just off the green and chipped up.
Okay,
if I had a good driver, the wind can help me carry, and I'm hitting a cut. I mean, it just really sets up well for a lefty, and the fairway is going that way. So
and the wind was coming that way too. So I get it. I get it.
With a good one, I can have 150 yards in.
Yes, and you're covering 50 yards in the air more than I am on my 100% driver shot, you know?
Yes, keyword Morgan is that I can.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
I mean,
so,
you were like an absolute frog hair away from making a 10, and you're telling me that's the smart play. The smart play is to hit iron.
I'm not saying it's the smart play.
He's saying that's what he did.
So we just said
the winner of first
MD said hole number 14. Hole number 14 was the easiest hole on the course in relationship to par. The easiest hole, playing only 0.71 over par. So every hole played at least 3/4 of a stroke over par for the field average. So what is the 17 is the next easiest hole. So 17 played 100th of a stroke more difficult than hole number 14. That's how close those were.
Where did number 18 land on the ranking?
9th, right in the middle of the bell curve. Right in the middle of the bell curve.
Really?
I hit
Yes.
such a good shot on 18. I kind of got screwed. I'm so mad about it.
18 is such a hard hole.
That
was the best shot I've ever hit on 18, and I didn't hit the green. I hit
I think
4 iron,
people
10
have
iron, and I chipped
figured-
it up. It made like a 3-footer. Like, it was the best I've ever played that hole.
I wonder if there's like some psychology with having 13 be the hardest and then 14 being the easiest.
Now that's whole field, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to just champ flight for a second and see how this changes. And then we'll go to Tyler's flight, seeing as he's on podcast duty tonight with us.
And Travis, I screwed up. I meant to say hole 15. I got them backwards. I meant to say 15.
Oh yeah, so not the 120-yard
Not
par
the
3.
100.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
I'm joking.
It's okay.
I'm joking.
All right, we got just championship flight now up on the screen. Give me a second to pull it up. What was the hardest hole for just champ flight? Again, hole number 13. Interesting. Easiest hole
17. Easy.
is 17 again. There was one hole. This is gonna blow your mind. There was one hole that played easier by let's see. Nope, the exact same. 0.14 strokes over par on average. 18 and 17 ranks were tied. That is the 17th hole and the 11th hole. Tied for the easiest in
I
champ.
thought you said 18.
Well,
No.
wait. Think about this. I got a skin on 11 for a birdie, so that means they were just
A lot of
billion pars.
Yeah.
A billion of them.
Billion pars.
My favorite, and this is going to be on my South Texas
Oh wait, no, I got a skin on 3 for birdie. I'm sorry, that bad.
casual flex. It's
Sorry, my
okay.
bad.
Somebody put that in the comments. He's talking
My
about
bad.
his birdie drops. It's okay.
I
It's okay. MD right now. MD is doing the math on how many weeks it's been since he made his last birdie.
I am
Is it
I am
90
through
holes?
90 competitive. If you count Mississippi as competitive rounds of golf, which I do because we had money and all this, I have played 90 holes. I have made 72 pars and 3 birdies.
Wow.
I can't make a freaking birdie right now. Like, I sat there yesterday. I was driving around town today, like going to different accounts. I'm just sitting there like, I had a birdie putt on 1 that I missed. I had the birdie putt on 2 that I missed. I had the birdie putt on 3 that I missed. And I just I kept missing birdie after birdie.
13 was the hardest hole for first flight, and number 1 was the second hardest hole for first flight. Very interesting.
So
Number-
MD, that reminds me, MD, you should get Austin McDowell on your bag, because that man, he has caddied for me in a couple of events, and there have been times we're trying to make birdies and he'll look at me and say, Tyler, we're gonna make a birdie here, or we're gonna make a 10, okay? Like, you are making birdie here. He tries so hard to get you to make birdies. He doesn't care if you make a million.
17 par MD is so much more fun to hang out with than 6 birdie, 7 double MD.
That has not happened in a long time. But
That's the opposite of DeCosimo. You'd rather hang out with him when he makes 6 birdies and 6 doubles.
That's true.
17 par DeCosimo is miserable fella.
17 par DeCosimo, anything's good inside the flagstick.
Yeah. 17 par.
Yeah, right. That was a 4 for sure. Let me put it again.
Sheesh.
Oh my God.
That's okay. I apologize. He ain't here to come back. We're just kidding. It's okay.
I love you, Patrick.
Yes, we're just kidding. I hope he watches this in the middle of the night. That's true.
Wow.
That's true. So
Hey, I got to stand up for Pat. He had extenuating circumstances this week, so
oh, you
we got
shot
to give him
40
Pat
front
this
nine?
time.
No, his family's dog passed away.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Yeah, I know. I also made fun of him too.
It's
I got
terrible.
upset.
Thank
I
you,
didn't make fun
Jason,
of him.
for standing up there. Yeah,
I got
apologize.
upset, and then he texted us after and was like, "Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it." He also has a U.S. Open qualifier tomorrow, so we wish Patrick the best of
Yes,
luck.
good luck in the U.S. Open qualifier.
At
Drain those.
UT Golf Club, where birdies are going to be hard to come by.
Yes, 17 par. Patrick there might be pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
UT Golf Club is long.
Yeah.
So we wish him the best of luck. Sorry we gave him a hard time for the last 30 seconds. We apologize.
We all did, so it's okay.
Well,
MD,
Trev,
back to you.
let's do a little recapping from the weekend. Let's run through our winners and let's take a look at our top 10. I think that's worth diving into here as well.
Yeah, we can scroll through the picture winners. We're without Dustin tonight. We're without Jason. We're without Casey. I'll do my best on the pictures. So we can show the pictures, but let's show the point standings first.
Yeah,
I agree. We got 2 events left. We've got double points, alternate shot this Sunday at Cedar Creek, and then of course the major, the Players Club Masters at Brackenridge Park in 3 weeks. Winner chicken dinner again from Willie Nichols and Morgan Graff. Really starting to separate on the top of the point standings there. Congratulations, victory cookies for those two.
Look at the Graff dynasty up there.
And Greg Graff flipped Mark Kacheski. There wasn't a lot of movement in the top 10, but Graff leapfrogged Mark Kacheski. That is defending Net Masters winner Mark Kacheski, by the way, and for up there in 3rd place. And I was talking with Dustin on the phone a little bit earlier about this, and Willie and Morgan. This is important because the top 3, the names in blue there, are the automatic qualifying spots from the spring season for the South Texas Match Play Challenge team. And we're in Houston this year. Travel years are so much fun. I love travel years. And man o' of course, still anything is statistically possible, right? We'll let Bird next week following Cedar Creek start telling us the scenarios of what goes on where to drop off, who does what where. But man, Willie and Morgan, tough to catch with the way they're hitting it. Both won at Olmos Basin, both won the team event at Brack, and both won their flight at Northern Hills.
Do I hear a bagger?
Handicaps plummeting. And the thing I want to point out about Willie is Willie did it in 2nd flight last weekend at Northern Hills, did it in 3rd flight, came from 4th flight. So Willie is getting better playing tournament golf. And welcome to 1st flight, maybe Willie. Welcome to 3rd flight, maybe Morgan. Greg's getting better. Mark Kacheski, Jolly Shackelford, Stephen Evans, Brad Gilbert, Jeremy Semlinger, Dustin Hassan, and Micah Carroll rounding out the top 10.
Dustin top 10 without playing? Man.
And he only fell 2 spots. Pull that graphic back up. I want to show those blanks. Guys, look, there are only 2 blanks on that entire 80-round spreadsheet right there.
Mark Kacheski in 4th place with missing an event. How is that
Missing
possible?
Missing Monster Day. That's pretty solid in itself.
That's unbelievable.
Again,
Love
though,
Mark.
good. Look at Micah Carroll, Mark Kacheski. Big numbers in the San Pedro match play there for those guys. I love the San Pedro match play. It means so much for this graphic. I love it. But look at that. Third through 7th place really is 80 points. Separate those 5 numbers. So it kind of feels like a 5-for-1 right now. I don't want to eliminate anybody, but that's kind of what it feels like. Bird, what are your thoughts on the statistical analysis there of the top 10? Is it Willie and Morgan are locked and it's 5 people battling for third in the last 2 events, or?
I don't think so. There's a lot of points at the Masters. I think anyone in the top 15 really can make a run for the top 3 if they had 2 back-to-back wins.
Okay, very good. Thank you for rushing home to join us on the podcast. That's a good shirt. That's a good color on you. String cheese is healthy.
Thank you.
MD, where are we for? Oh, there we go. Casey chiming in. 450 points still available. Those are on the gross side. Flight win is 150 points at Cedar Creek. And the name on the jacket, gross winner of the Players Club Masters, is 300 points. So, yes. MD, can we see that graphic one more time? I'm sorry, bud. Look at that top 10. Look at those Champ Flight golfers creeping. Jolly Shackelford, Stephen Evans, Dustin Hassan. Those Champ Flight golfers are creeping right there in the top 10. It's going to come down to, who wins. The names on the jacket. You're right. Anybody on that board can win the net jacket at Brackenridge Park. Hopefully those course conditions continue to still trend in the right direction. I know Cedar is. Man, Cedar benefited from that rain. They got it all cleaned up, and it's going in the right direction for us this weekend. And then 2 weeks, and hopefully the course conditions, a little better than it was 2 weeks ago at Brackenridge Park. And
I would say, even if you're not in the top 15, don't let that discourage you. Not that you're not trying to win, but from a long game of getting into the playoffs, I'm 34th place right now. I think if I have a good 2 weeks in a row, if I can get inside the top 30, cool. More points for me towards playoffs.
Listen, you are absolutely correct. I wasn't telling anybody not to play because there's so much on the line.
I know that.
Playoffs. Yeah, for sure. 100%. No. And it's really good to point out that your final positioning in the regular season determines the starting points that you start the playoffs with in the fall. So 35th spot in the playoffs, 35th place in the spring point standings versus 25th place in the spring point standings is 10 points towards your starting playoff. So every spot means something. So yeah, absolutely. To the long game, more people make the team in the playoffs than in the regular season. More than double. 7-3. And the top 50 bonus to start the playoffs is absolutely the formula for the majority of the team. Absolutely.
Yep. Well, let's do this. Let's talk to our winners real quick. Let's look at let's pull up some quick pictures.
I'll do my best, guys. I'm gonna do my best.
I've got. I know we had it. I think it was maybe third flight didn't take pictures or something like that. But whatever, we'll get through it. And then we'll do a quick talk about Cedar this weekend. I did want to highlight just some rules about modified alt shot for those people out there who don't play that event or who haven't played that event before, and just make sure you guys know some good things to be aware of in playing an event like that. And we'll.
It's definitely one of the quirkier ruled events for sure.
Yeah. I'll start off. We'll start out with Champ Flight.
Okay.
So Champ Flight, winning on the gross side, Stephen Evans shooting 3 under. Great weekend for Stephen Evans. He played some really good golf. He had some really stiff competition. Just beating out our eventual net winner of Casey Graham. Casey Graham finishing 5 under on the net side.
Good job, Casey. Shot 1 under on the gross side.
He looks so good.
He is so handsome.
I played with.
Where's the
Casey.
loudmouth pants? I barely recognize him. He looks
It
like
was-
he's going to get like a job interview or something.
He's a new golfer. He's moved on.
That's what it was. I knew something looked off about Casey when I saw him, and it is honestly because he was not wearing like Jackson Pollock pants.
It threw everybody off.
I like this, Casey.
It threw everybody off. But you know what? He dressed kind of, a little bit more conservatively than he usually does, and I would say he played golf a little bit more conservatively in his powerful swing. He's playing that 80%, 85% swing power, which is still great power for Casey anyways, but he's got so much more control, rolling the ball pretty well. He had a couple of missteps here and there, but I mean, ultimately, like it was probably the smoothest, smartest, most responsible round of golf I've seen Casey play, and he just lit it up. It was really cool to see.
33 putts for Casey.
33 putts. And yes, if you didn't see me and Casey together, Casey was very upset about it for some reason. He was very upset that people were like, "Did you guys plan it?
You gotta appreciate the value of matching with your buddy.
No, you don't.
Grown men
I'll
matching should be outlawed.
I'll tell you what. I was setting up Sunday morning, and MD was on the putting green, and I went, "Oh, is that MD? Let me go say hi." And then I looked, and the person on the putting green was wearing like 3/4 length capris, and I'm like, "Oh, that's not MD." And I went about my business, and I got back to the driving range, and I was like, "Well, son of a bitch, that was MD. He's wearing capris."
I'm wearing joggers, yeah.
Capris.
Wearing a pair of joggers. They were quite comfy.
I mean, there was full ankle bone visible.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's my best feature.
This is the first time I've heard anybody call joggers capris, and I'm sticking with it. That is hilarious.
I mean, yes, they're like Patrick's
High
yoga
waters.
pants.
Just makes me think of like 7th grade middle school girls. Capris everywhere.
Yes, it's like the dude's yoga pants, like the 3/4 length yoga pants that Patrick plays golf in all the time.
It's, you know what? It's a style. I wanted to try it out. Turns out I can pull it off.
It was like Joe Workman's knickers without the socks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. If I can be if I can be compared in the same breath as Joe Workman, I will take it. Except
I agree
in
that
close,
that is
as long as it's
6
not how we
shots
talk about-
gone in 3
As long as
holes,
it's not
though.
about
Joe
how we
Workman
close tournaments,
face
I'm okay.
planted.
Yes, yeah. I definitely want to make sure we highlight the plummeting down the well in the 4th flight gross statistics. Jason, can you cut out those scorecards so we can talk about that when we get to those
Oh my
victory
gosh.
cookie pictures?
I remember.
Yeah,
I
we
distinctly
ran a little
remember
bit.
saying like, "Oh, maybe Morgan can make par and Joe makes a bogey, and then on 18 she's only down 2, and then that score updated, she was up 1, and we were like, what?
Yeah, there was like a 6-shot swing on one hole or something.
Yeah, that's some fourth flight stuff right there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was great. It was great. It was hole
Will-
number 17. Morgan birdied hole 17, and Joe made a 10.
no,
I
I
don't
think
know
you
if
made
Doubled
triple.
it, or
I think he made a triple.
triplers over
I think
there.
it was a
Double or triple,
4-shot
yeah.
swing on that hole. Yes.
we'll get to that. In
We'll
first
get to
flight, our gross winner. I'm not even gonna. I'll pull his picture up, but the man is on the screen right there.
Oh, look at that picture.
Oh,
I'm just so
Thank
happy.
you,
guy-
thank
Cookie
you
and
for
a gift
showing the
card.
logo behind you. I appreciate that.
That guy's
Yep.
handsome.
That's
Casual flex.
casual flex.
I
And-
won't go through my whole round, but I do got to say, my proudest hole of the entire round was number 13. I had 40 yards in. I hit it to 12 inches and tapped it into the hole.
Hey, Jason Bird, what is the stroked gain? That's 2.71 strokes gained on the field just from the averages on hole 13. Birdie to the statistical scoring average on 13 of your flight was a 2-stroke.
13's, I mean, 13's like the most unfair green on the entire trail, so any birdie there is great.
good job, Tyler.
Oh wow, that's a bold statement. I
don't
feel
agree
like
with
we're
that.
getting off on a tangent right now.
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
Find me
Nope.
one better. Find me one more unfair than 13. 13 is bullshit green.
How about number 9 at Cedar? I'm sorry, I guess it's number 18 now.
No, that's a perfectly okay green.
Oh, you said hole.
You said
No,
5'8".
I meant green, like the
Green
like
complex.
the green,
Okay.
like the green
Okay.
at 13 is so grainy and sloped. It's absolute bullshit.
It's a tough green.
Number 1 at Northern Hills is kind of
I
like
think-
that. It
It's
feels
sort of, but not nearly as severe.
Yeah, that
I think the only reason 13 plays so hard is because it's like 3-putt city just from anywhere on that green for no reason at all.
and it's the tee shot with the trees on the left side of the tee box do not set up for 80% of golfers to hit the ball left to right, you know? So
13, I looked at Casey and I was like, I'm gonna pull this. So let's just aim for the trees. Put it back into 10 fairway. 165
I
yards.
love
out.
it.
Nothing in my
great.
way.
I swung as hard as I could, and I hit that ball center of the face. It went so straight. I looked at my playing partners and I said, "That is the hardest ball I've ever hit in my life." And I had 40 yards in. They're like, "Wow, you called that
From the blue tees.
from the blue tees."
Yes, different tee box for sure. Make that very, very known. Jason Bird, thank you.
I think
Okay,
the-
what on the net side? We're still showing pictures.
On the net side, Jesus. David Thomas,
Oh, DT.
5 under. Coming out of nowhere, he fired. I mean, he had a good day. He shot 77 on the gross side, but cleaned up nicely there on net. 5 under 67 for David Thomas. Great job to him. Rounding out second flight. Shocking. Willie Nichols.
I'm
shooting
shocked.
81 and winning gross at Northern Hills.
Look at that guy.
I mean, I think he was like maybe like 1 over through like 6 holes or something like that.
He's
7
got his
holes.
John Rahm shirt on, doing his best John Rahm impression.
So is
I want
Steven
to see this guy's like 5-round average score rolling over time and see how quickly it's dropping.
It's true.
I mean,
Steven Evans is Mr. Rahm too.
but shout out Willie Nichols, great playing. You will be enjoying the benefits of the next flight to come. And
Champ flight.
Champ flight. That's Tyler's coming to Champ flight. Welcome.
Hey, Bird, what does an 81 get you in Champ Flight?
It's fucking nothing.
It still beats
Absolutely
70,000.
nothing.
I'm just curious. It's been a while for me. I know it's been more recent for you.
Yeah, because it's absolute. That's purgatory. You ain't gonna get shit from an 81 in champ flight.
All right, moving on.
You're not getting anything at 75 either.
True.
It doesn't matter. Okay. Finishing in first place net side. Another graph. Just another graph. Greg Graff. Just
The camera-
just has been making his way around the golf course, just collecting.
I think we need to point out the clutch Briggs Ranch hat that Greg Graff's wearing right there.
Is that a Whistling Straight shirt? I can't tell.
It is a Whistling Straight shirt and a
Yeah.
Briggs Ranch hat.
This guy's logoed out.
That's
Yeah,
The Graphs
he's
are going to be
repping
the
a lot of
like
like,
Griffey
it's
stuff.
repping
it's a
some
more
good
subtle
courses
version
there.
of what Tyler's doing from a brag perspective. Like, I played all these golf courses. I hit the ball 12 inches. Fuck, shut up. Congrats, Greg Graff.
12 inches.
Good job. We're proud of you, buddy. Ambassadors on the board this weekend is good to see. Third flight. Third flight was first place going to, golly, I apologize if I mispronounced the name, Lalo Perez.
Sounds about
Lalo
right.
Perez shooting a plus 880. That gets him first place in third flight gross.
Didn't he shoot
And-
net 60?
Is Steven Evans on every victory cookie?
What?
He might be.
Yeah, it looks like it's Steven Evans on the victory cookies.
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Finishing in first place net, shooting a 2 under 70, is Charles Klein, which I believe was Mr. Perez's playing partner. Both of them having a great day. So congrats to them. And then we move into fourth flight. Fourth flight. Congratulations. No surprise really at this point. Shooting
None
an
at all.
86. Morgan Graff collecting another.
Queen Sandbagger herself.
It was very difficult It was very difficult not to immediately send Jason Bird some handicap adjustment text messages.
Listen,
After
dude, if
her
I
fa-
got to field
After her
another text
Facebook
message-
post yesterday was
yes,
won again, after that, it was very difficult. Very difficult.
how many
Is she gunning for
emails?
most wins?
We get so many emails about adjusting Morgan. I think it's finally time. I mean, she's got like 5 wins in a row.
It's certainly on the radar.
I'm thinking I did the quick math. I think she's right around a 6 handicap.
Welcome to Champ Play.
Welcome to Champ Flight.
Yep.
I can go
What?
to third
Welcome
flight
to
where I
Champ
belong.
Play. I agree.
Well,
Is it-
wait. First
I'm
of all,
confused.
let's not. This is unprecedented. We've never had an improver like Morgan Graff in the history of the trail.
Yeah.
And like what she's actually doing in the game
Jason
of
is
golf.
Jason is kidding right now. Jason is kidding right now. Jason Bird is
Oh,
kidding
okay.
because he knows Morgan is
Okay.
watching. There is
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, we should applaud her for improving in the game of golf, like just in general.
Listen, the fact of the
quickly as
matter
she
is no one hits more golf balls than Morgan Graff
Yeah.
on the entire planet. Not
Yeah,
even a
Morgan,
professional
championship-
golfer.
Put in the comments, how many
championships are
golf
won
balls
on
do
the
you hit a
driving
day?
range. Absolutely.
She says she hits like 10 large buckets a week.
I mean, listen, it's awesome. She's putting in the work. I mean, it's great. It is great. She's playing great. She hits it great. She hits it straight.
She's hitting more balls than Dustin Johnson, that's for sure.
She's hitting more balls than any of the Lib guys.
Probably.
Do they even practice anymore?
Those
Not
guys
sure.
don't even-
They
I mean,
got
Brooks
Jenna.
doesn't even practice unless it's a major.
Yeah. He practices at the majors.
Yeah, but he's got Jenna though, so it's okay.
Bird, am I going to be in Champ Flight at Masters?
I mean, I doubt it.
I doubt
Yeah.
the field for the Masters is
Yeah.
usually one of the stronger ones.
Hey,
So,
I'm gonna be
Like
B15 at Masters, so you're probably gonna be in 4th place.
Bird is definitely trending up for sure.
I'm a
as
6.9
Morgan and Willie
now.
trend down. Bird is
You're
definitely
6.9 with
trending
me?
up.
Actually, no, I'm 6.8. I'm beating Bird.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I shoot 90 and then 73. Because
I had 38 putts at Northern Hills.
Well, hey, we got to wish our boy Jason Sandoval good luck next week in the Texas AM qualifier in Corpus Christi.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Thank you.
That reminds me, I gotta go withdraw from that.
Thank you. We have the gang's got a full schedule of qualifiers this year. Where a lot of
The
us
A
are
squad?
playing in Texas AM, Texas Mid Am, US. I'm playing in a US Am one, US Mid Am one. Tyler and I are playing a US 4-ball qualifier.
The Mid-Am is the tournament that Casey Carnes went to the match
Yes.
play in last year. Is that correct?
Yeah,
US
and the
Mid-Am,
Texas
yes.
Am was the one where Patrick and I had the 8-hole playoff for the last alternate spot.
Yep.
And then I got it, and then I was nowhere near being called up to the tournament. So it was sweet.
I remember we were like
Patrick.
doing that
Really
match.
fun. Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah.
And the qualifiers for those are all medal play, all stroke play.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The 4-ball's fun. The 4-ball's going to be at Oak Hills. I'm excited for that.
oh, very nice.
And the USAM qualifier is at Traditions Club back in College Station where I worked. as a
Oh, that's your
student.
jam. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. It's also a 36-hole walking in July. So that's
Not
gonna
an
be
easy
tough.
walk.
Yeah. Not an
Wait,
easy walk.
I thought they changed that.
No.
Birds
No,
withdrawing
that's for
from there
next
too
year.
now.
Next year they changed it.
Oh, okay. So it starts next year. Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, next week we go to Corpus Christi Country Club, which just got renovated. I don't think anyone's really played it.
Unfortunately, 2 of us had to withdraw.
Yeah,
Yeah, I gotta go to Florida so I can go to Kohler, so I gotta withdraw from Corpus Christi. And I gotta tell you, the TGA has one of the most stringent refund policies I've ever seen. I'm like real pissed at them right now.
yeah, it's my money.
Oh, we got a question from the audience because he knows how to try and help me get us back.
Look at
on
that. That's
track.
great. Yeah, Casey is keeping the schedule and
Thank
the
you.
show rolling
I
from the
just
comment
didn't know how to
section.
tell everyone to shut up.
Is
have
Casey
you
that
back.
guy that wore black pants over the weekend?
We'll have you back on to talk about it. Like, calm down.
Beep, on
Get
the
back
clock
on.
podcast, people. Get
Did
moving.
you just
Come
My
did I
on.
just put myself on the clock?
All right, guys. So, next thing I want to talk about, last thing I want to talk about this evening is we have modified alt shot coming up this weekend at Cedar. It's a fun event. It is a place where friendships blossom and where they come to a grinding ass halt. Now, for those of you out there who have never played modified alt shot before, wanted to talk a little bit about some of the key pieces of that type of game and some rules, some things to be aware of and follow, and just make sure that you guys do those things so that you don't get called out by a competitor in the middle of a round. Travis, what in your opinion are some of the biggest things to be aware of from a modified alt shot tournament?
I got two things.
Two
Okay,
things.
so modified alternate shot. One of them is on the putting green, and one of them is through the green or in the general area. So modified alternate shot. Let's me and Jason are partners, and we both tee off on every hole. Every hole, the team each hits a tee shot, and we're gonna select Sandoval's ball, and I gotta hit Sandoval's ball. That ball is the ball that needs to be holed. Even if we play lift, clean, and place next week Sunday, that ball is the ball that your partner needs to strike for the second shot. There is no illegal substitution of golf balls back and forth. So that's the first bullet point. The ball that you select is the ball that needs to be holed. That's a big one.
Plan that discussion with your playing partner. Is there a golf ball that we both play
Right.
the same ball? Is there a
And I heard a great conversation at Northern Hills about it, and I don't remember who it was, and it was a really good conversation. It was hey, I just won a gift card. Let's run up to the pro shop and split a dozen golf balls that we're going to use next week at Cedar Creek. I thought that was really cool. And then my second key rules tip for alternate shot is it's very easy to miss a 5-footer by an inch and run up and tap it in quick. Right? The emotion of missing a 5-footer for par, you're mad, and then you quick go up and tap it in. No, it's alternate shot. Even if the putt is on the lip, your partner needs to tap that in. So those would be the two big rules issues that come up a fair amount. The golf ball switching one is,
I think
happens.
that and marking your ball properly too. So if you were to putt and you miss and now it's my turn to putt, I have to be the one to go mark it. Correct.
no, either team member could mark the golf ball.
Either team member can mark it.
What's
That
the
changed?
penalty? What's the penalty for a wrong putt at a turn?
So
Two-stroke general?
any playing out of turn is the general penalty, which is 2 strokes, and then the ball then that shot's canceled.
Yeah.
Yes.
And any subsequent shots. So if we screw up on the second shot and then hit third, fourth, fifth, and hold the shot for 6, all of those shots are canceled. And it's only 1 2-shot penalty. We go back to the spot of the error, put a ball in play, drop, lift, clean in place, whatever we're doing, and then the correct person strikes from there with a 2-stroke penalty.
What if that was on the 7th hole and you're on the 12th hole?
So that's a great point.
That's a DQ, right?
If you tee off on the next hole before the error is corrected, that is a disqualification. Yes, Jason is correct.
Could it be a max score in a different flight, or is it disqualification?
It absolutely could be a max score. So there's some gray area loopholes, right? To everything. There is this awesome blanket rule in the rule book under the committee section now that says the committee in a real life common sense scenario can waive disqualification and apply the general penalty
Okay.
instead of disqualification. So I've never done that specifically, but we have absolutely max scored a rules violation that's similar to that in some of the higher flights, because there is a max score on every rule sheet for the higher flights. And alt shot, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure there's a max score for all flights in the alt shot events.
That would be
I
good
got
to
to
know
see
as
a
a
max-
champ fighter, just in case we have to call it quits and just move.
Yeah,
on.
absolutely. If there's a max score on the rule sheet, you can always max score. The local rule sheet supersedes the rule book.
I don't know.
I think the number one thing I always see in alt shot, it has nothing to do with playing the wrong ball. I've never seen anyone do that. Maybe it happens in the lower flights, but I see this all the time in champ flight. Is everyone fucks up penalties? If you take a penalty stroke, it doesn't switch the turn.
So that's a really good point too. Lost balls, penalty shots, casual water, cart path drops, rules violations do not alter the order of play. If Tyler hit it last,
Sando hits it next.
Sando hits it next. You know, whatever
Even if there's
it is.
18 penalty strokes in between, Sando hits it next.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It always.
If you got to take 4 consecutive unplayables until it's playable, Sando still hits the next shot.
Yes, that's a good one too. The golf ball switch one happens a ton. I bet, and it's just just educating. That's on the rule sheet. The golf ball that is selected is the golf ball that must be holed, is the way that's worded.
And that's why it's such an important discussion to go have with your partners.
I agree from a preparation period. Yeah,
You have to talk about holding your balls with your partners.
I mean,
it's perfect. Casey Graham's going to comment in the comment section right now.
It's the Casey
but
bat
Northern
signal.
Hills Northern Hills will be a good, or excuse me, Cedar's going to be a good time. I think that golf course is, it's going to play tricky as it always does. I think that course sets up for some people really well, and I think it's something that some people love that course, some people hate that course. I know that's probably one of my favorite courses. I always like playing out there.
It's a
I love
big
Cedar
field.
Creek.
It's a big field, 130 players.
Big field, 130 players.
Who's everybody's partners out here?
Jason Bird is absent. He will be out of state.
Yep.
MD is playing down, right?
I continue playing with some of the third and second flighters. I'm playing with Jason Cross.
Jason Cross.
Love Jason. Great guy.
Slumming
Jason
for
and I
third
are-
flight points is what MD's doing.
Oh, yeah.
Sandoval, who's your partner?
I got my main man Huey is
Oh,
back.
we
right.
ran
Oh,
Huey.
That's right.
Is that
The
guy
return
that
of the
doesn't
Huey.
drive it very far?
That is the guy who wishes he could hit it as far as you, was
Yeah.
the quote you used earlier on the podcast.
Yeah.
If he was playing,
I think
13
Tyler
last
hits it
weekend
further, right?
for the Blues, he'd be on the green. So
We know that. There we go. That's what I was just going to say. That for the first time in half a decade, Ambassador
5
Casey
years.
Graham partners with Ambassador Chief People Person Dustin Hassan.
Does that mean Dustin's streak of winning finally ends?
It probably. I mean,
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
I would be willing to bet you if it's any scenario, it's Casey carrying Dustin.
okay, all right.
Listen, Casey's playing good right now. I know that Casey and Micah Carroll and Chris Espinoza and Michael Freeman played Saturday before Northern Hills in the Jaggy Shack Athletic Booster event up at Canyon Springs. And Michael Freeman said to me at Northern Hills, "Damn, Casey's playing good, bro." So, and that's those big words coming from Cedar, coming from Michael going into Cedar. I know Freeman is in the field as well at Cedar Creek. Those are big words, Jason Bird, from somebody who's not going to be in the field.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that
He would
myself
have said it if he was
and
playing
play.
you. It's fine.
I think that myself and Austin McDowell are trouble. It could be really good. We could also go shoot 100.
I mean, I've seen
Let's
between you two,
let's
I've
take
seen
the
no
moment
one
right
hit
now
more
to
balls
let
in the woods before.
Y'all are
so-
drinking beer by a whole 7.
let's
Yeah, I
let's
mean-
Tyler, can you walk us through maybe your front nine with you and Austin, how you see it shaking out at Cedar
All
Creek?
right. So
What's-
for those of you that don't know, Austin hits a killer stinger 4-iron off the tee. So I see Austin just putting a 4-iron in the fairway
This is
on
Austin
Bunker.
McDowell.
Austin McDowell, and then I drive the green. I mean, that's just how it's going to go. And then number 2, Austin, again, stinger 4-iron middle of the fairway. Tyler, drive it down just in front of the little dry creek bed that's maybe 60 yards short of the hole. 3, I'm going to drive the green again. 4, yeah, we could keep going, but I mean, we
I'm
know
gonna drive
how
the green on
to do
4.
it. We can keep, I'm just going to keep driving greens. That's all.
Yeah,
it
let's
is.
keep going. I think this is great content. Let's keep going.
4 is going to be a driver about halfway down the hole, probably, and then my 3 wood's going to make it to the green. So,
You're
No,
hitting
but
3 wood as your second shot.
Wow,
What
dude.
a chop!
You
Oh
suck.
my god!
yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say driver. It's going to be just 3 wood. That's all it is. It's just 3 wood. And then
Killing
what
me
is
right now.
what is the next hole? It's the par 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably just a flip wedge.
Yeah, just a flip wedge. No, in reality though, I'm not joking when I say that we could shoot 110 or we could shoot pretty well.
I know which one I'm betting on.
Austin is with Rick Hoynesy right now in Scottsdale, and he texted me and said that he is hitting the ball as good as he ever has. So
Yeah. He's
Your
going
laser
to come
80
back.
yards wide. Out there. It's great.
Comma
We'll see.
compared to Rick.
compared to Rick,
So yes, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think he's going to love the lush conditions of Scottsdale and come back to see Cedar. And he's going to be like, oh, I know exactly what to do here. Yeah.
That is the awesome. Listen, I love it when Holly watches the show. This
When
is
your
great.
spouse is chirping your ass. On the
I mean,
Oh,
she's,
my
not,
God.
she's not even telling lies either.
so that's a story. Like there's a real story there. That was
It's like-
at
It's
That
like
was at
Tyler and Tommy Norris driving par 4s and casually making pars and bogeys.
Jason. What was
Yes.
that event? What was the act? Was that a medalist event or was that the?
Yeah, that was a medalist.
Yeah, so there was a
Comanche.
Texas Golf Association medalist event out at Comanche Trace. And on the 8th hole, Holly came out to ride with me on the second round. And on the 8th hole, it's a par 3, a little downhill. I hit it to 10 feet and I 5-putted. I 5-putted that hole. And Holly watched me throw my putter probably 60 yards towards the cart path in the most furious anger. Oh my gosh. So she's never let me live that down, but it's fair.
We
I
need Holly
deserve
on the
to never-
podcast right now.
I deserve to never live that down.
The putting really hasn't changed. Did you putted well at Northern, obviously.
I putted really, really well at Northern.
Okay.
I just haven't been practicing putting, and I made a focused effort after Landa actually to just find a decent putting stroke. I didn't feel like I had to figure it perfectly out, but I needed something I could be confident with. And so I actually just went into my living room and I grabbed my putter and I put the toe edge up against the wall, and I just felt like I was making a straight stroke. Like I was just trying to keep the edge of the toe against the wall of my living room. And it, just to make a straight stroke, and it got me a good feel for the weekend.
So, okay, great. I'm glad that worked well.
I was thinking how terrible it's going
Yeah,
to be. for your
please,
putting.
just let them,
I think-
let
I
them
think
think that that's a
try-
good
I-
thing.
I-
If it produced good results, keep doing it.
Yes. Yeah,
Right?
I
There
agree.
is
I
no
agree.
right or wrong
Yes,
in golf
I
instruction,
agree.
even though that's
Casey doesn't pull
completely
his putty,
ridiculous.
he hits him dead straight.
Oh no!
It worked.
Listen, it's okay. It worked. It produced results for you, and it kept the club face square, right? Which is the
It
goal you were trying to accomplish by going 15 degrees outside to down the line. You know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was just a feel. I wasn't trying to actually implement a perfectly straight stroke.
Well, that was context
Can anyone
that was
physically
missing
do
from
that?
that story. But good. You kept the club face square, which is what you were going for in that scenario, right? It didn't open up to have to flip shut, which is what I do. Damn it. Sucks. But yeah, don't get so outside on the backside. But yeah. He would use the opposite wall that the rest of us would use too, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. Too.
Yeah, I know. That's too a little bit.
I would use the same wall as Phil Mickelson because we're both
But
lefty.
you're not.
But I'm not him.
But you're not him.
You're not
Yes,
him.
that's good recognition because you can see the 90-degree angle of the club face the whole way, right?
Yep.
Well, guys, we are at the we're at the almost 90-minute mark.
Oh, good
And,
Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go a lot longer.
I know. I feel like we've only halfway through your list.
No, we are through my list. Actually, we have hit the topics I was focused on us talking about tonight. We'll have time to talk about more things over the next 2 weeks with two off. Well, technically, we'll have the one off week, full off week show that we can talk about. But I think we're ready. Who won fourth flight net? That's right. We did not get to announce who. People didn't shut the fuck up.
Easy, killer. Now we need to put the disclaimer up. Vulgar language.
Already up there. Just before.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. John Boardman won fourth flight net. I don't believe. Is there a photo of John?
No photo.
That's what I thought.
Shot a
There isn't a
963.
photo. That was the one photo we didn't have. Crushed it. 4-stroke victory on the net side. Shot 63. John represented well at Northern Hills.
Yes.
Sold out. Cedar Creek coming up. 130 golfers. Still, amateur division is sold out. Professional event number 2 is at Cedar Creek this coming weekend. Professional division is still open for registration until Friday afternoon.
And of course, now open for sign up. PC.
Oh, look at that picture. Open for registration. An STX Am Tour Major Championship, the final event of the division spring season. Double points. Those are the defending champions up there, Will Griffin and Mark Kacheski. Jason Bird is Will Griffin's course record from the Masters still stand at Almost Basin. That's 67.
I think someone shot a 66 in some tournament.
I know there was a GSA event at Almost Basin late last year. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's watching and wants to comment on that. I don't know, but there was a long time where that 67 that Will shot in the first round of the Masters stood as the course record there. Tied. Okay, here we go, Casey. Thank you, buddy. Tied at 67.
There you go.
And then I think Bart shot 68 that
Bart
next
shot
day.
68.
Yeah.
He almost made that putt there.
Yeah, there was a putt on 18 for Eagle, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guys, that is our show. Got to talk a little bit about Northern Hills. Shout out to our co-host for the night, Tyler Pascal, on winning first place.
Already promoted to co-host.
That is a career low 73 for
Special
him.
guest co-host. Special guest
co-host.
Although you did great. You did great.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes being live is tough. Sometimes being live is tough early on. You know, it's difficult sometimes.
Shout out to Jason Sandoval for joining. He was bored and wanted something to do, and you know.
Jason, do you have Sandoval? Do you have a alternate shot pace of play tip? As long as we're wrapping up, final thoughts.
Yeah, maybe an alt shot. People, they may not bring their putter to the green because they think their partner's gonna make it, and then partner misses it. Now they got to go waddle back to their cart and grab a putter.
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I think that's
Waddle
great.
back.
Stuff to their. I've been using the word waddle a lot more. I don't know. Be aware of your surroundings. Help your partner out. Finding stuff. Take penalties pretty quickly. All that good stuff. Keep it in the fairway or try.
Be ready to know who's up next. I love the putter reference, especially at Cedar Creek. Sometimes that's 30, 40 yards to the cart path, up a hill, down a hill.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't think you need to bring a wedge because you don't think you think your partner's going to chip it on the green.
And then the partner doesn't make it on the green or puts it back off the green.
Puts it back off the green, chips it over the green, leaves it in the bunker. That stuff, I think I see that a lot. But
yeah, it could happen. That's
definitely
great.
happens.
That's a really good pace of play tip.
If I'm playing with Dustin and Casey, I'll see it quite a bit. But
I mean, hope I'm the only one who noticed that still of Jason Sandoval pointing at his wrist is not wearing a watch. That's a Whoop band. Doesn't even tell time.
I've noticed that before. Yes.
Yeah.
Doesn't even tell time.
That was taken semi-professionally in front of a green screen at an ambassador photo shoot.
Yeah.
Semi-pro.
That was fun.
Great time. All right, guys. Well, thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you to our special guests, co-hosts, hosts, and Jason Bird. Guys, it's going to be a great weekend at Cedar. Tough course conditions, salt shot. It's going to be what it's going to be. Just get out there and try and make some points. And then we roll into the Masters, the PC Masters, which is going to be great. And looking forward to recapping that. And it's going to be a lot of stuff going on tour. Be on the lookout. Our next off week is going to be a tour travels show. We'll be talking a little bit about that. And
around the corner.
Right around the corner. So lots going on. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Guys, anything else to add?
PC Masters open for registration. Newsletter just went out in real time there, guys. That is a smaller than normal tee time block. So that'll sell out a little bit earlier than normal. Forecasting it to sell out. We've been selling out for years. It's cool to say it like that. It's been a couple years since our last non-sellout.
Yep.
So sign up 2 days, Brackenridge Park, the battle for the Navy jacket. Will Griffin and Mark Kacheski defend their jacket titles at historic Brackenridge Park. Now open for registration. We'll see you guys at Cedar Creek. Most dramatic format of the season, for sure.
It's going to be good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Everyone have a safe and happy rest of your Tuesday night, and we will see you Sunday morning at Cedar Creek.
Woo. Thanks for watching, y'all.
Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.